I'm a documentary photographer, and obviously based in North Wales, there's a lot of photography that comes out of North Wales anyway, and a lot of it is sort of landscapes, and quite rightly so. People are enjoying taking pictures of beaches, lighthouses, golden sunsets, etc., etc. But it's a place also where people live. They have their struggles. We have to work for a living, and there's a story to be told there, and that's the job of a documentary photographer. Holyhead was a place that I hadn't really ventured to. It's literally only 30 minutes away. But like a lot of people, it's a place that's travelled through. It's a bit of a thoroughfare. It's an unromantic, sidelined, overlooked town and community. And I decided that that deserved some attention. And so through convenience of it being 30 minutes down the road, I decided to concentrate on Holyhead for a project. I think a lot of people who know this area might not be quite aware of how independently minded Anglesey is. We're set off from the mainland. We're very closely connected with two bridges at all, but the sort of mindset, the community feeling on Anglesey is quite different from that of the mainland. But then again, you've got Holyhead on Holy Island, which is an island off our island. It's joined by a causeway, well, two land connections. But it's also Anglesey's largest town, highest population, and really, really strong history. Quite a different mindset once you get over there. It's a very, very different feeling. It's definitely it's like a little republic off Anglesey, basically. I can view it as well as an outsider, take a fresh view with a fresh pair of eyes. I'd like to say unprejudiced, but everybody has preconceptions, and it does inform the way you see things a little bit. But I try to see it as freshly and without any bias or without any preconceptions, I should say. Well, it started off as literally wandering the streets with a camera and seeing what caught my attention. And in photography, there's a discipline called new topographics, basically. It's just a fancy way of saying, of looking at how the landscape has been changed by man. But in real terms, it means lots of pictures of wheelie bins and car parks and all sorts of interesting things that people like myself really like. We've got a tendency to photograph the banal stuff that people might find quite boring, but we like finding beauty in the pebble dash and in the car parks and strange things, basically. It does have its own aesthetic. It has its own look. And specifically, there are places of the town that are completely undocumented and ignored. And the more they're ignored, the more I feel driven to actually document them and photograph them and let people see them. For me, it's a source of documentary gold to be able to go to places that everybody else completely ignores. And it is absolutely solid gold. There's a picture from inside a cafe looking at a window of a sandwich shop. I just like the colours. And I spoke to the owner there. She told me some tourists came into the shop once asking where the town centre was. And she said, and her heart sank, this is the town centre. And the town itself gets very few visits from people. They will tend to offload on the train station and straight onto the ferries, or from their cars into the ferries. And the town itself isn't particularly visited. A.A. Gill, the restaurant critic, said it's quite nastily, actually. This is where Pebble Dash comes to die. But it is everywhere, and you have to embrace it. And I did an interview once with the mayoress of Holyhead, and she came up to me with a big, big smile on her face. She, welcome to Holyhead, where Pebble Dash comes to die. I want to really emphasize what a fantastic community there is in Holyhead. I mean, they're so close, so supportive of each other, and that really shone through. It was a bit of an eye opener. Everybody seems to have this real pride of a very closely cohesive, connected community. there's this underlying maritime pride. I haven't seen it anywhere else. Everybody seems to know about the history of the port to some extent, or their own personal family connections to it. And I think wartime history, Second World War, that is, plays a big part in that as well, in its role in World War II. It's worth meeting the people and talking to them. If you're going to go to one place, I suggest going to Irene Edwards' fishmonger's shop at the top of the high street. It's a jewel of a place with duck egg blue tiles inside and a real character. I'd make Irene the queen of Holyhead. She's way into her, I guess, 70s and still running the shop with some fantastic fresh fish, and she can tell you anything you want. She is Google for Holyhead. I can't recommend going there highly enough.